There are so many ongoing issues around homeless camps, as those two stories just pointed out. Then look at this week's stabbing, allegedly involving a homeless man in Colorado Springs and an anti-panhandling ordinance in Pueblo. These are all putting a spotlight again on homelessness in our state.
And local experts say you can't address the homeless problem without taking a look, of course, at mental health. And News 5's Renee Skinner is joining us in the studio now with a look at what we can do to help with all this. Renee.
That's right. Good morning, guys. Well, the relationship between homelessness and mental health is a two-way street. Now, does this mean all the people we see on the streets holding signs and in tents are mentally ill? No, absolutely not. Does it mean all of those same men and women don't want to work? No. So let's set the record straight and take a look at some data. Now, according to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, about a quarter to a third of the homeless have a serious mental illness. This can include schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and major depression, as well as substance abuse issues. If a person has a mental illness, it could make it difficult to earn a stable income, sustain a job, or carry out a regular day. Then there's the issue of poverty. Several studies from the CDC and the National Coalition for the Homeless show homelessness can be the result of poverty and not enough low-income housing. Those same studies also showed a combination of mental illness and poverty can then lead to an increase in alcohol and drug abuse. So now the problem is full circle. Volunteers and workers with the Springs Rescue Mission say once you're mentally ill and homeless, your condition can keep you that way. Now, if you are approached by someone who is homeless and they could be mentally ill, here's what you should and should not do.
We don't recommend giving money directly to individuals, but always say that it's good to take time to listen to someone, to treat them with respect, to look them in the eye, and to treat them like a person who's having a hard time, maybe someone who's having a bad day.
Now, so instead of giving them money, point them in the right direction to a place that can help them help themselves. And the Springs Rescue Mission is, in fact, one of those places. According to their website, they work with 26 medical partners to provide mental health resources to people who need that help. And so this is just an important issue. In fact, the Springs Rescue Mission, they even coordinate about 664 appointments with those partners every month.
Yeah, and I think that they're just trying to get the word out, really, that we don't need to think of it as the homeless people. We need to think of them as people as well.
Absolutely. They're individuals.
Yeah, and I love the advice that, again, sometimes even just giving them money quickly can be a mechanism of our fear or apprehension to deal with them, just kind of get away from me. But again, look them in the eye, deal with them as a person. Don't give them money. That's great advice from the people who really try to help these people day in and day out.
Yeah, and they survey the streets. They go out and they meet all sorts of people with different backgrounds. So it's definitely some good advice that Joel passed along.